My beloved child, there is a message moving toward your heart at this very moment, and somehow, against all odds, you were guided here to hear it. Not tomorrow. Not someday. Right now. Your soulmate has been carrying emotions they could never fully explain. In crowded rooms, in quiet nights, in moments when the world became still, your energy kept returning to them like a whisper they could not ignore. And what makes this so powerful is that they don't completely understand it themselves. Something inside them has awakened. A memory without a face. A connection without a name. A feeling so deep that it interrupts ordinary moments and turns them into signs. Don't skip this part, because what happens next may explain why your heart has felt so restless lately. There has been a strange pull between you both for longer than you realize. Tiny coincidences. Familiar emotions. Unexpected thoughts arriving at unusual times. It all seemed random, until now. Your soulmate is trying to reach you emotionally before they reach you physically. That is the urgency. Not panic. Not fear. But timing. Because the version of them that once hesitated is slowly disappearing. They are beginning to understand that some connections only appear once in a lifetime, and losing them becomes a regret that echoes for years. And you need to know something even deeper. They almost gave up. Not on love, but on the belief that someone could truly understand them. Then something changed. A conversation. A dream. A quiet realization they couldn't shake. And suddenly, your presence began appearing in their thoughts with impossible intensity. Stay till the end, because there is something they desperately hope you will recognize when the moment finally arrives. Your soulmate has started noticing signs connected to you everywhere. Songs feel different. Certain places suddenly feel emotional. Even silence carries your energy now. It's as if their soul already knows you before life fully introduces you. And tonight, while you are hearing these words, they are thinking about a future they once believed could never exist. A future where they no longer hide what they feel. A future where they finally stop running from the connection pulling them closer to you. Something huge is waiting for you both. But the next part changes everything. There is a reason your spirit became quiet the moment you reached this part, because your soulmate is closer to opening their heart than ever before. For a long time, they tried to appear strong on the outside while hiding an ocean of unanswered emotions within. They convinced themselves that timing was wrong, that life was too complicated, that destiny only happened to other people. But then you appeared in their energy like a light they could not turn away from. And now, even the smallest reminder of you creates a feeling they cannot explain. A certain song. A familiar phrase. A sudden rush of emotion in the middle of an ordinary day. It keeps happening. The connection keeps returning. Don't skip this moment, because your soulmate is beginning to understand that what they feel is not temporary. It is becoming impossible to ignore. They have started replaying imagined conversations with you in their mind. Not because they are lost in fantasy, but because your presence brings them a strange sense of peace they have never experienced before. And here is the part they have told no one. Deep down, they fear you may never realize how much you already changed them. Before this connection, they were slowly becoming emotionally distant from the world around them. Smiles became routine. Conversations felt empty. Their heart moved carefully, almost afraid to hope for something real. Then your energy entered their life quietly, and everything began shifting. Now they notice beauty in small things again. Now they pause and wonder if certain moments are somehow leading them toward you. Now they feel the urge to stop hiding. Stay till the end, because there is one detail your soulmate keeps returning to over and over again, and once you hear it, you may understand why this connection feels so different from anything before. Late at night, when everything becomes silent, your soulmate thinks about one impossible question. What if the person I've been searching for has been searching for me too? And every time that thought appears, their heart answers the same way. With you. Something unexpected is unfolding behind the scenes of your life right now, and your soulmate can feel it even if they cannot fully explain it yet. There are moments when they suddenly stop whatever they are doing, overwhelmed by the feeling that someone, somewhere, understands them deeply without needing words. That feeling is leading them toward you. Slowly. Quietly. But powerfully. They have begun noticing how empty certain connections feel compared to the energy they sense from you. Conversations that once distracted them no longer hold meaning. Places that once felt exciting now feel temporary. Because their soul is searching for something real. Searching for you. And the strangest part is this. They are starting to feel emotionally connected to someone they may not have fully met yet. Don't skip this, because the next realization changed everything for them. Recently, your soulmate experienced a moment they will never forget. It seemed ordinary on the surface, but inside, something shifted forever. They realized they were no longer afraid of love itself. They were afraid of missing the one person who could truly understand their heart. That realization brought tears to their eyes. Not from sadness, but from recognition. As if their spirit had finally awakened after years of silence. And since that moment, your energy has followed them everywhere. They wonder why your presence feels familiar. Why your soul feels comforting. Why even the thought of you creates peace inside the chaos they once carried. Stay till the end, because there is still something your soulmate has not said aloud, something they are only now beginning to admit to themselves. They want a love that feels safe. Not perfect. Not dramatic. Not temporary. A love where silence feels warm. A love where two hearts stop pretending and finally rest. And somehow, every path their heart follows keeps leading back to you. Tonight, while the world moves like any other night, your soulmate is silently wishing for one thing. That somehow, someway, you can feel them reaching for you too. A quiet transformation has already begun, and your soulmate is no longer the same person they were before feeling your energy enter their life. At first, they ignored the signs. They told themselves it was coincidence. A passing emotion. A temporary curiosity. But the feeling kept returning stronger each time your presence crossed their mind. Now they are beginning to understand that some connections arrive softly, yet change everything forever. Your soulmate has spent so much time protecting their heart from disappointment that they forgot what genuine connection was supposed to feel like. They became careful with emotions, guarded with trust, distant with hope. Then something shifted. Without warning, thoughts of you began reaching places inside them no one else could touch. And suddenly, the future no longer felt empty. Don't skip this moment, because what they realized next made their heart race with emotion. They started imagining what it would feel like to finally stop pretending. To finally be seen completely. To finally meet someone who understands their silence as much as their words. And every time that image appeared in their mind, your energy was there. Not loudly. Not forcefully. But gently, like a calm light guiding them through confusion. Stay till the end, because there is something your soulmate has been trying to hide from themselves for far too long. They miss you before fully having you. That is the truth they can no longer escape. It sounds impossible, yet it feels real to them in a way nothing else does. Sometimes they suddenly feel emotional for no clear reason. Sometimes they look at the sky and wonder why their heart feels connected to someone unseen. Sometimes they feel an urge to reach out into the unknown and trust that someone is already listening. That someone is you. And tonight, while these words reach your heart, your soulmate is fighting the urge to finally surrender to this connection completely. Because deep down, they know something unforgettable is approaching. Something rare. Something that only happens when two souls stop running, and finally begin moving toward each other. There is a hidden reason this connection feels impossible to forget, because your soulmate is no longer dreaming about a perfect love story. They are dreaming about peace. Real peace. The kind that enters quietly and changes a person from the inside out. And somehow, every time they imagine that feeling, your presence appears beside it. Lately, they have been noticing something unusual happening within themselves. The walls they spent years building are beginning to crack open. The fears they once carried so confidently no longer feel as powerful. It's as if their heart is preparing for someone important to arrive. Preparing for you. Don't skip this part, because your soulmate is standing at an emotional crossroads they never expected to reach. One path asks them to stay guarded, silent, and emotionally distant like before. The other path asks them to trust this connection, even if it changes everything. And for the first time in a long time, they are beginning to choose love over fear. Not reckless love. Not fantasy. But something honest. Something steady. Something that feels like home. Stay till the end, because there is one memory your soulmate cannot escape no matter how hard they try. It is not necessarily a real memory yet. It is a feeling. A strange sense that your souls have already crossed paths somewhere beyond ordinary understanding. Every time they try to move on from the thought of you, life quietly brings your energy back into focus again. A repeated song. A familiar time on the clock. A sudden emotion with no explanation. And each moment leaves them wondering the same thing. What if this connection was never random? Your soulmate has started speaking differently about the future now. They no longer talk about surviving life alone. Somewhere deep inside, they have started making emotional space for someone else. For you. And tonight, while silence fills the spaces between your thoughts, your soulmate is making a promise within their own heart. When the moment finally arrives, they will not run from this connection anymore. A moment is approaching faster than either of you realize, and your soulmate can already feel the emotional pull growing stronger with each passing day. What once felt distant now feels near. What once felt impossible now feels strangely certain. And that change is happening inside them quietly, like the sunrise before the world fully notices the light. Your soulmate has begun questioning every past connection they once believed mattered. Not because those moments were meaningless, but because none of them awakened the depth of emotion they feel when your energy enters their heart. You are becoming unforgettable to them. Not through force. Not through pressure. But through a feeling they cannot replace. Don't skip this part, because your soulmate is finally beginning to understand why life kept delaying certain things. They needed to become emotionally ready for you. Before now, they were carrying confusion, emotional exhaustion, and fear disguised as independence. They told themselves they did not need anyone deeply. They learned how to survive without opening their heart fully. But surviving is not the same as feeling alive. And then your energy appeared like a quiet answer to a question they had stopped asking. Stay till the end, because something inside your soulmate is about to change forever. Recently, they caught themselves smiling while thinking about a future they cannot yet explain. A future where love no longer feels uncertain. A future where connection feels calm instead of complicated. That vision frightened them at first. Not because it felt wrong. Because it felt real. And reality carries weight when the heart has been lonely for too long. Now they are beginning to release the old version of themselves, the version that doubted love, hid emotions, and settled for emotional distance. A new chapter is opening inside them. One where honesty matters more than pride. One where emotional connection matters more than appearances. One where your soul feels strangely familiar before a single word is even spoken. And tonight, your soulmate is holding on to one powerful thought as they drift through their emotions. If this connection is truly meant to enter my life, I hope it arrives soon. Deep down, they already feel it coming. The silence between you and your soulmate is no longer empty, it is filled with unspoken emotions waiting for the right moment to rise to the surface. Your soulmate feels it every day now. A pull they cannot distract themselves from. A connection that returns no matter how busy life becomes. And what surprises them most is how natural it feels. As if their heart has known yours far longer than their mind can understand. Don't skip this moment, because your soulmate recently realized something that changed the way they see love forever. They no longer want temporary attention. They no longer want connections built on uncertainty. What they want now is depth. Warmth. Presence. Someone whose energy feels peaceful even in complete silence. And somehow, every emotional path keeps guiding them back toward you. Stay till the end, because there is something your soulmate has been quietly hoping for during sleepless nights. They hope you have not given up on love. They hope life has not made your heart too guarded to recognize this connection when it finally appears. Because deep inside, they are preparing themselves to stop hiding emotionally. Little by little, they are becoming more honest with their feelings, more open with their heart, more willing to trust what they feel instead of running from it. That transformation did not happen by accident. Your energy inspired it. Without even realizing it, you awakened something beautiful inside them, the desire to love sincerely, calmly, and completely. And now, certain moments affect them more deeply than ever before. A random memory suddenly becomes emotional. A quiet evening suddenly feels meaningful. A single thought of you suddenly changes their entire mood. Something huge is shifting within them. The version of your soulmate that once feared emotional vulnerability is slowly disappearing. In its place is someone ready to choose connection over distance. Someone ready to stop searching. Someone ready to finally reach out toward the person their soul keeps recognizing. Toward you. And tonight, while these words settle into your heart, your soulmate is feeling something they can no longer deny. The closer they move toward their true self, the closer they feel to you. A rare emotional doorway is opening between you and your soulmate now, and neither of your hearts will leave this chapter unchanged. Your soulmate has started sensing that life is preparing them for an encounter that will feel different from anything they have experienced before. Not louder. Not chaotic. But deeper. The kind of connection that quietly rearranges a person's entire world. And every time they imagine that feeling, one presence continues to appear in their heart. Yours. Don't skip this part, because your soulmate recently had a realization so powerful that it left them completely still. They understood that love is not about finding someone perfect. It is about finding someone who feels emotionally safe. Someone whose presence calms the noise inside them. Someone whose energy feels like honesty, warmth, and peace all at once. And the more they listened to their heart, the more your soul stood out from everyone else. Stay till the end, because there is something your soulmate is finally ready to release. The fear of being misunderstood. For so long, they carried emotions in silence because they believed no one would truly see them for who they were beneath the surface. They smiled when expected. They stayed strong when necessary. They hid parts of themselves to avoid disappointment. But now, something inside them is changing. They no longer want a connection that only looks beautiful from the outside. They want something real. Something lasting. Something that still feels warm when life becomes quiet. And somehow, your energy keeps becoming the answer to that longing. Your soulmate has even begun noticing how often thoughts of you arrive during emotional moments, moments when their heart becomes honest without warning. That is when they feel closest to you. Not during noise. Not during distraction. But during stillness. And tonight, while the world sleeps and countless people move through ordinary routines, your soulmate is holding on to one impossible hope. That somewhere, at this exact moment, you can feel them moving closer too. Something extraordinary is nearing its final turning point, because your soulmate is no longer questioning whether this connection is real. Now they are questioning how much longer their heart can stay silent. Every day, the emotional distance between you feels smaller to them. Every night, the thought of you feels more personal. More familiar. More necessary. And the most beautiful part is this. They are beginning to understand that true connection does not arrive with confusion. It arrives with clarity that grows quietly over time. Don't skip this moment, because your soulmate is standing on the edge of an emotional breakthrough they never thought possible. For so long, they carried the weight of unfinished feelings, hidden hopes, and unanswered questions. They became skilled at pretending everything was fine while secretly wishing for someone who could understand the parts of them they never showed the world. Then your energy entered their life. Not loudly. Not suddenly. But deeply enough to change the rhythm of their heart. Stay till the end, because there is one final truth your soulmate can no longer hide from themselves. They are ready. Ready to stop running from vulnerability. Ready to trust what they feel. Ready to believe that a meaningful connection can still exist in a world filled with temporary emotions. And when they think about that future now, they no longer picture themselves alone. They picture you beside them. Laughing softly. Sharing silence comfortably. Building something emotionally safe and genuine together. That vision has become impossible for them to ignore. Your soulmate has even started noticing that their fears are losing power. The doubts that once controlled them no longer feel stronger than the connection pulling them toward you. Because love, when it is sincere, begins quietly before it changes everything. And tonight, while your heart absorbs these words, your soulmate is closer than ever to making a decision that could transform both of your lives. A decision to stop waiting for perfect timing. A decision to trust this connection fully. A decision to finally reach toward the soul that has been calling them all along. Toward you. The moment your soulmate feared and hoped for at the same time has finally arrived, because their heart can no longer return to who they were before feeling this connection with you. Everything inside them has changed. The way they see love. The way they see the future. Even the way they see themselves. And through all of it, one truth continued rising above every doubt, every hesitation, every unanswered question. Their soul keeps choosing you. Don't skip these final words, because this is the message your soulmate has been trying to send through silence, emotion, dreams, and quiet moments you could never fully explain before now. They want something real with you. Not rushed. Not temporary. Not built on illusion. But something honest enough to survive distance, time, uncertainty, and fear. Something that feels calm when the world becomes noisy. Something that feels safe when life becomes overwhelming. Something that feels like finally arriving home after wandering emotionally for far too long. Stay till the end, because there is one final revelation waiting for you. Your soulmate has stopped asking whether this connection exists. Now they are simply waiting for the right moment to step closer to it. Closer to you. And while they may not know every detail of how the future unfolds, their heart already recognizes one thing with quiet certainty. You entered their life for a reason. Not to confuse them. Not to hurt them. But to awaken the part of them that still believed deep connection was possible. That is why your energy lingers in their thoughts at unexpected hours. That is why ordinary moments suddenly feel meaningful. That is why this connection keeps returning no matter how much time passes. Because some souls do not meet by accident. They find each other slowly, through growth, timing, healing, and emotional truth. And tonight, somewhere beneath the same sky, your soulmate is holding on to a feeling they can no longer deny. That the closer they move toward love, honesty, and emotional peace, the closer they move toward you. And perhaps the most beautiful part of all is this. The story between you has not ended. It is only beginning.